Hey guys, welcome to my first video. Today I'm going to be going over how to make a rainy background. So the first thing you want to do is either grab a light pencil. I'm going with an F pencil here, and we're going to start just putting like a base color in the background. You don't want any of the white page showing through, so usually how I start out left to right, and it is a slow process, so try to layer it as evenly as possible. A lot of cross hatching. Now once you got a decent area covered, you want to grab either a cotton ball or a brush. Usually a round brush will work. You can start blending in a circular motion. That way you don't have any streaks. And I've taped this up, that way I don't have to keep erasing. Normally I don't tape it up, but I also rotate the page a lot. And I'm planning to turn this into a time-lapse video, and I don't like turning pages in time-lapse videos. So you want to slowly start building up. You can also use your pencils on the side. It gives it a more grainy texture. And you want to start getting random with it. Because eventually this is going to be, it's not going to be the most important thing, because the rain's going to be, the contrast with the rain in the background is going to make it blend in all together. So now that I have a good bit, I want to start getting into circular blending again. And right now I'm just using a cotton ball because now I'm doing a bigger area. Now you'll notice whenever you start doing this and you stop at certain spots, you're gonna get darker little, kind of like almost blemishes on the page, and that's okay. We're gonna erase those later. So you kind of just want to keep focusing on layering a light pencil, and then we're gonna switch to a B pencil and then an 8B to make it way darker. So again, you want to cover up the background with a base gray. Also, if you're using your pencil on the side, you're getting that grainy texture, you want to rotate it while you do it. This way you're also sharpening your pencil at the same time. Alright, so now that we have most of it there, again, circular motion. Either Q-tip, toilet paper will actually do it, or a brush, whatever you want. Circular motions, and try and make them, you can press a little bit harder to get darker areas, but you want to kind of randomize it, just like you would see in clouds, not just a certain area that's darker. So, and it's okay for this piece that I'm actually shading a little bit of the actual Spider-Man suit, because I'm going to have to lay a background layer for him as well. I'll be posting the reference image so you can follow along as I use it. So again, pencil on the side, try and get more of that even tone. And I like to darken it up once I'm getting to my actual subject, because then I can put highlights all around him and make that pop. Now you can kind of go a little bit faster as you do this more. This is just a base color anyway. We're going to go darker in a second. Circular motion with a brush or cotton ball or Q-tip will do it as well. Alright, so now I have a pretty good base color, base tone. So I'm going to swap to a B pencil, a little bit darker. And we're going to do the same exact thing we just did. We're just going to go ahead and layer on top and make it a little bit darker. And here's where you want to start defining where your dark clouds are. So I'm going to start making these smears a little bit random. So we're getting some depth. That's what we want. So I'm actually going to step it up to a 4B. Use that. Speed up the process a little bit. So a link to everything I'm using will be down in the description as well. Such as the pencils, the erasers, the kneaded erasers, the brushes, and the Tombow eraser, which is one of my favorite. And again, I'm using the side of my pencil, but as I do that, I'm rotating my pencil to sharpen it. And then I'm trying to randomize the darkness, not just have it all in one streak. So then again, start blending in a circular pattern. So at this point you can actually start seeing these smudges that are happening. So you want to take a kneaded eraser and just kind of pick up that excess graphite that's on there. I'll be blending over it again so it'll kind of even it out. If you see the white spots that are happening because of it. Alright, now I'm going to step it up to a 6B pencil. I want to start getting the darker areas around the corners to emphasize the border that's going to be there. And it's okay if it's not perfectly blended, and you can still see the grainy texture, because we're going to be making the rain effect on top of that, which is going to kind of make it all blend in and less noticeable. So okay, I'm going to step it up to an 8B pencil. Again, trying to go a little bit all over the place with this one. Make it a little bit random. On my last picture I had the rain coming in from right to left, so in this one I'm going to switch it and have the rain coming in from the left side. Now when you start getting to the darker pencils, that's when you want to start putting more pressure to get that dark, smooth blending. At this point I'm going a little bit darker than I want to, top of his helmet. So this is when I start cleaning up a little bit, because I want these to be highlights eventually. So just as long as I pick up a little bit of that graphite, I don't have to worry about it getting too dark and not being able to go back later. This is a Tombow Mono Zero eraser. I'll put a link down in the description as well. It's an eraser and you can get to pretty small details with this. It's one of my favorite erasers. Alright, let's go give it sharpen up a little bit. And we just repeat the same process until it's as dark as you want. So you can see we're starting to build up those dark tones. So I'm going to go with a 6 speed to try and balance out the areas that are not as smooth as the dark ones. Right. So basically you're just going to keep repeating the process, layering down and then blending and then stepping up your darkness until it starts getting to look black and you can't see the paper underneath. Again, you want to do it in a circular motion so you don't get streaks. going to go a little bit darker. I want more darker areas around the body, and then maybe in the corners up here, so I can actually start to outline here. Now I'm going to use a flat brush here, because I want to get into in the detail of the lines. I don't want to start darkening up the face or the neck. So by using a brush, I can blend that into the background. If I use the cotton ball, I'm not going to get the result I want. I'm going to shade all over the place, and I don't want that right now. So now I want to match this tone that I just made around him with the surrounding area. Usually 6B is good to match whatever's around it. And then if I do get into his body more than I want to, that's when I can use the eraser and highlight that. Make that boundary, that way I know where my light is going to be whenever I get into shading him. Notice I'm not using hard lines with the actual pencil to make the shadows, but you want to use your blending and the depth to outline your shadows, if that makes any sense. To outline your boundaries. It's kind of like the same reason you don't want to draw a face and use hard lines on the nose or the jawline. You want to use shading to make your lines. Then again, I'm going to switch back to my 6B. So I can have that smooth transition. And again, switching to the brush so I can get a defined line without actually using a pencil to make a hard line. Alright, I'm going to use a 4B to try and even out some of the lighter areas. So now we're getting to the point where we want to start layering our rain. I think it's a decent darkness, and if not, you can always darken it up more. So what you want to do for the rain is you want to use your Tombow Mono Zero eraser. Again, link down in the description. You can get them off of Amazon. And what you want to do is you want to use it at an angle so you minimize the area of the eraser that's making contact with the paper. So, for example, I'm going to use some tin foil, that way I don't start smearing all over my other areas. But you want to just kind of just do streaks. Usually you want to go with the same angle, but it's okay to have some off angle. Usually I like to do 45 degrees. And I start with the bigger streaks, just like that. Now eventually you do want to clean these erasers, and an easy way to do that, if you're wearing jeans, you can just brush them up right up against your jeans and it cleans them right up. So again, just want to keep repeating the process. You want to alternate the length of the streaks, that way it looks like it's not just a pattern and it actually looks randomized. Then you can see it starts kind of taking away from the fact that some of the background have those smudges from before. So that's pretty much it when it comes to the rain. You want to keep building up the tones, just layering light layers, and then you just repeat the process. Blend over again. And then you're going to put some new ones on top that are going to make it seem like they're in the foreground. as opposed to all of them being the same plane. Now if you have a white charcoal pencil, it also helps because these are going to be really bright compared to the rest of them. So these are the ones you want in the dark areas. I'm going to use a 6B to fill in this space back here because it's also going to be the background. I'm going to use the brush because it's a pretty small area and I don't want to undo part of the rain. I like to have a little bit of reflective rain on the picture whenever it's getting close to the actual subject. That way it seems like it's bouncing off a little bit. So I like to use the eraser to kind of stipple on. And while I'm doing this, I'm rotating the eraser. That way it doesn't clog up. And once that does, I can just clean it and keep going. see from the reference picture that this is a darker area, so I can start to build up on this. You can also use your charcoal pencil to help out some foreground drops. And that's pretty much how I go about making my rain backgrounds. So I'll probably do some more videos on texturizing, like metal in his suit. So stay tuned and thank you for watching, guys. If you have any questions, comment below and I'll be sure to get back to you.